you all Cosma members today. It is a 10th pearl in our Cosma success story series on the day of 24th June 2022. This is a 32nd cluster seminar of Cosma. We all are Cosma brothers. Cosma is a family of electrical control panels, switchgear and accessories manufacturers family. Our vision is to unite all control panel manufacturers pan-India. United cluster is a power. This power bends others as per our own terms to bend. United we can export. United we can improve ourselves in quality. United we can share ourselves. United we are on the same platform. The big mentors, the small ones supports big ones. We can make the business among ourselves. We get motivated by listening to the great people in our Cosma Brotherhood family. We have great stalwarts in our Cosma family who knows Bhadauria ji for years. One of them is a respected name, Vijayji Saheta. I welcome Vijayji to introduce Bhadauria ji. Please, Vijayji, please continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Anand.
Yes.
And other day when Satish Bhai asked me that you have to introduce Mr. Bhadauria, I was wondering how to introduce a famous man and internationally well-known man. It's a big problem for me. Everybody knows everything about PowerMat. So what is there to introduce about? So then I took liberty to introduce Mr. Kedar Singh Bhadauria as Kedar for me. As a personal friend, the friendship of ours is almost 4 decades old. So around 1985-86, thanks to Sudhir Shah of Raju Bhai's brother, who introduced me to this great friend of mine in Mumbai. At that time, Bhadauria Sahab was All India sales manager for Vaishno. And that is how we met. And during those couple of years, 2, 3, 4 years, I saw an expert salesperson who could sell anything, anywhere. And my gain from him, the connectual gain from, allow me to call you Kedar because I cannot call him by any other name but first name. So Kedar became such a helping person for Connectwell that he started expanding us. He gave us very great dealers. He gave us great customer like Tricolite in old days. So it was he who was helping Connectwell. And then for a very short period, he decided to give up the Vaishno job and entered marketing. Am I right, Kedar? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he started PowerCam marketing. And this PowerCam marketing would market everything. Of course, Connectwell also. And that gave us a big push in Delhi. And then around late 80s, I was surprised by his decision that he would like to enter manufacturing of insulators and busbar supports. Said, he's a marketing man, how he would get into this? So my dear Cosma members, you would be very surprised to note this PowerMat started in Delhi in a place called F46 Mansarovar Garden, Delhi 15, in the backyard of the house of Kedar. A 60 square feet, small, not even a garage. I don't know what it was. So with one machine, he started the process. And very soon he did expansion, means he gave his terrace of the house for expansion. And that was the beginning. And today we know this 60 feet area has grown into lakhs of square feet, manufacturing the best of the insulators and the busbar supports and many other components. it could happen only with sheer dedication of Mr. Bhadauria, but nothing else. He took upon him to even get into producing the compound that is required by these insulators and bus bar supports. At that time, as I understand, the raw material that was available, as you call it, DMC and SMC, was not of that great consistent quality, where Mr. Bhadauria took upon him to deliver absolutely correct, chemically correct material, industrially correct, proper material. And that is the day he began. And today, everybody knows this company, which started from 100 insulators a day to 100,000 insulators a day, that could only be achieved by such a great person like Mr. Bhadauria, Kedar Singh Bhadauria. That's all I can say about it. There are many stories, of course, but then if I start, that will become the whole seminar. I mean, that is not the proper thing. So please, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, Cosma, to introduce a great friend of mine. Our friendship still continues, and there are many, many stories that I can share at later stage. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vijay. Over to Sriram to start the program with the discussion with Bhadauria ji. Over to Sriram.
Before that, Anand bhai, in agenda you given one video.
Yes, you
So
can
shall I play that?
Yes, please. So to introduce rightly about Bhadauria ji and his company, we are sharing one video. Vishal, over to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm very happy to be able to talk to you today. It's extremely heartening to see that you get together like this, learn new things, talk about technologies, talk about products, talk about business, and enjoy each other's company too. I have a very special affection for Bhadauria ji because I used to always enjoy meeting him and learning so much about his products, about the way he works, about the wonderful warm feeling he has in his heart for panel manufacturers and manufacturing. Bhadauria ji, namaste. Please keep the spirit up, everybody, and keep growing always. Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Thank you. This was Soeb Fatehji, our immediate past president of Cosma. Now I request Sriram bhai to take over.
Thank you. Vishal, I'm audible enough, I hope.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
perfect.
Yeah,
So-
please mute, Vishal ji, please give instruction to mute.
Before Sriram bhai and Bhadauria ji start, I request everybody to kindly mute yourself unless you're speaking anything.
Thank you, Vishal. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you. And I will not say it's an interview, it's a chat with a great person like Bhadauria ji. First of all, you can see me, am I right?
Yeah.
And I wore one t-shirt, right? So anyone can tell me the color of the t-shirt?
Yeah. It's
It's a color of insulation.
it's a red color.
No, it's not the red color. It is a power mat color. Am I right?
Yes.
Bhadauria ji, it's perfectly synchronized with the insulators, and the color of power mat insulator is the same which I wore, and
Yeah.
it is invented by Bhadauria ji. So विजय सर ने थोड़ा हमको बेसिक इंट्रोडक्शन तो दी है. So we know you are a salesperson from electrical industry associated with Vaishnav. Sir, but I just want to know whether you are educated in electrical
No.
stream
I'm
or
a BSc physics graduate.
okay.
And then, of course, MBA from Bangalore, St. Joseph's College of Management. So, not at all electrical, not at all connected with electrical engineering and all. But of course, my knowledge of physics helped me to have something in electrical and all.
Okay. So, sir, how did you then get attracted to the electrical industry and particularly marketing electrical products?
Actually, my field, right from very beginning, I was interested in marketing. Now, not because of I was interested, but the first job I got after, actually, it's a very small story, I tell you. My father told me you can't do anything. So after doing my PSC physics from Delhi University graduation, he told me you can't do anything at all. Every time you are playing cricket and all, and I was very interested in cricket, whether it is exam or after the exam or in between the exam, I used to play cricket. He told you can't do anything. Okay, I said, okay, fine, I can't do anything. Then one fine morning, I applied with this company selling electrical wires, of course, duplicate. It was a duplicate electrical wire company at that time, 1969 somewhere. They have given me a job of traveling salesman. So I was very interested in traveling, that's all. That's how I came into marketing. Simply took my bag. The company told me, okay, for 2 months, you go to South India in the month of May and June. I visited 2 months in May and June. That's how I came in marketing.
Okay. And then connection to Vaishnav?
Then somewhere in 76, I was earlier, have worked with 1 or 2 small companies and all, and then like SN Engineering, SN Dinky, you have heard the name and all in that Chandigarh company. Then in 1976, I joined Vaishnav. Vaishnav at that time was very small. Mukesh Agrawal, you have heard the name Mukesh Agrawal, I think. The Rekha's husband, you know. So
Yes.
during my marketing days, I know Mukesh Agrawal, so he told me, why don't you join Vaishnav? I told, okay, I'll join. Then I told him, then I asked from him, what is the toughest market? So he told me, East India is our toughest market. Okay, then I told him, okay, let me go to East India. So from 79 to 82, I was in Calcutta. 82, yeah, correct. I was in Calcutta, but in 3 years and all, I have worked so hard, the sales of the company increased by 5 times in that region, that particular region.
Great,
But
sir.
then
Great.
Calcutta and all, I was fed up with Calcutta, lot of dust and all, driving about 160 kilometers a day of motorcycle. When I came, my color is like that. Then it used to be quite black. So driving 160 kilometers per day of just the motorcycle at that time. I was having just the motorcycle. I told him I don't want to work in Calcutta. Then he told me, okay, go to Bangalore. Then he shifted me to Bangalore. Then after shifting me to Bangalore, worked there about 2-3 years, 84, 85. Then rest is the other story I'll cover in my seminar, this seminar and all. That's how I came into the marketing. That's your question.
So you've also done an MBA in Bangalore.
Yeah,
right?
during my tenure and all. So I have done MBA from St. Joseph's College of Management part-time.
Okay.
I was regional sales manager there, and then I've done 84, 85. I've done MBA from Bangalore.
Then how was the PowerMat, the brand and the company got invented? So we would like to hear from you.
Then okay, then let me start with this. This is a half an hour thing. Let me start with that. Actually, I dedicate this lecture to all entrepreneurs sitting here or listening to me. Entrepreneur, actually, if I say what is an entrepreneur, basically, during the day we see a lot of events.
Welcome, Madan Bhai.
During a lot of our daily life and all, we see a lot of events, maybe 100, 200, 300, or maybe 1,000 events. Now, basically, entrepreneur is a person who converts into an event, a particular event, into an opportunity. So even now, a lot of people say I was there in Columbia University the other day, about 2 months back and all. So a lot of people ask me, what's an entrepreneur? Is that age of entrepreneur? I said, no, there's no age of entrepreneur, because idea can come at the age of 25, at the age of 21, at the age of 18, or maybe at the age of 70. So entrepreneur doesn't have an age. It's simply a question of how you convert into an event into an opportunity. So now let me start. I start somewhere because Joshi ji has already told my journey to 84. I've already told about 84 and all. Somewhere I tell you the main events in my life. Somewhere in 85 February, my father expired at that time. Number one, I was doing MBA at that time, as I told you. Shalini, are you listening to me?
Yes,
my father expired somewhere in the month of February. My exam was there in the month of May. So I forcibly I came, my father's death, I came to Delhi. So I told my mother, can you come to Bangalore? So my mother told me I can't come to Bangalore. I am here for 20 years in this house and all. So I can't come to Bangalore. A lot of people know me in Delhi. So we have got actually four brothers. We are four brothers. 3 are in USA and Canada. Nobody was willing to come to Delhi. I told my mother, okay, come to Bangalore. She refused. Ultimately, what happens? I talked to Mukesh Agrawal. I told him that I have to leave the job and all. So he told me, don't leave the job. You come to Delhi. Okay. Then somewhere in May, I've given the exam and then shifted to Delhi. So if you see, this is an event. My father's death was an event to me. I came to Delhi, then started working as a All India sales manager in Vaishno. During those times, I met Vijay Bhai and Raju Bhai and Sudhir Bhai, etc. And then one or two of our other close friends. Then somewhere after 2 months or 3 months working in the company, I realized there is a lot of wrong things are happening in the company. Somebody is siphoning off the money, XYZ and all. I don't want to elaborate on that. So I told Mukesh Agrawal that it is very difficult for me to work in the company. Like that, I can't work in the company because a lot of things are happening which I don't want to tell you. So he told me, what you are going to do? I simply asked me, I simply told him that I'll resign from the job and do some business. So he told, okay, till the time I don't find a suitable person who should be matching your caliber and all, give me some time. Okay, I said, okay, fine enough, not an issue, because I have to resign from the job and do this business, etc. So, but incidentally, it so happens he could not find a suitable person for 1 year. One fine morning, I think, if I remember the date correctly, it was 30th of May, 1986.
Oh.
I told Mukesh Agrawal that tomorrow I will not be coming to the company, whether you are able to find the person or not. Just send my salary slip to my house, and then from tomorrow I am going to start. Then he told, what help you want from me? Said, okay, whatever you can give me Vaishno agency and all that thing. So I've already talked to Vijay Sehta. Then there are some person.
So you are here.
Are you listening to me?
Yes,
There's a
Sundar.
message coming.
No. I think it's clear. Voice is clear, sir. You can continue, sir.
Vijay Sehta, and then there are some other persons. Some are there here at present. One is Suman Jain of Jensen. I think most of you know about him. Vijay Sehta is there. Suman Jain is there. Then Mr. G.R. Bajaj, father of Shalini Bajaj.
Okay.
Then I have started the business with these 4 companies in Delhi as a trading unit. The first company name was Powermatic. It was a combination of 2 words, power and automatic. So it was Powermatic was formed. Then somewhere in 88, Powercam Marketing was formed. Now, a lot of people will be surprised. What is this Powercam? From where it is derived? Now, if you see the spelling, Powercam. Now, power is derived from Powermatic, and CAM is actually the name of my wife, Kamlesh. CAM. Instead of KAM, I have put the CAM. So Powercam marketing was started somewhere in 1989. And we started marketing all products from Powercam marketing. The same company became Powercam Electricals Private Limited way back in 1990s. As Vijay Bhai told me, then now the question is, from trading, how I came to the manufacturing. Now then another event came. In between, what happens is I've started this Powermatic in somewhere in September. Again, the date, it was, I think, 16 September or 19 September. In between, I was unemployed for June, July, and August. So a lot of finances were dwindling and all, a lot of money was not there. In between, I have applied for one or two more jobs. So I asked Kamlesh, should I do the job or should I do this business? So Kamlesh told me that since you have left the job and all, you are interested in business, so better is forget about the job. We will do business only. But then my father-in-law, he told me, why don't you do the job simultaneously and business simultaneously? Maybe she was worried about her daughter, whether she will get the proper finance or food or not. So I told my father-in-law, no, it's not possible. Either I'll do the job or I'll do the business. So decision was taken somewhere in September first week or so that I'll do the business.
And sir,
simple is I've taken these ladies have a habit of holding on to some money and all. So I asked Kamlesh, have you got some money? So I think this is a normal process with all women and all. So I've taken 500 rupees from her, gone to Indian Bank, take one of my friend and opened the account in the name of Powermatic. That's how I started Powermatic.
so it
That's
started
one.
with
Now then
500
second
rupees.
question, that's one of the event in my life.
Okay.
Then I'm simply telling you entrepreneur events and all.
Okay.
Somewhere in 89, from one particular company, there was a company, I'm forgetting the name of the company. Mr. Sharma was there. I was not getting orders from him for 6 months. So, seen the record, and in between, I must tell you that all the finances at that time was looked after by Kamlesh. She is not a commerce graduate. She's a English post-graduation in English. She was vice principal in Calcutta also and Delhi also. And she held up all the accounts because I was looking after marketing. I didn't know anything about accounts and all. She was maintaining day books and other things and all. So I must appreciate the efforts put up by her.
Great.
So somewhere in 89, that company, Mr. Sharma, I could not get orders for 6 months, and also I gone to him close to our house only. Gone to him, why you have not given the orders? He told, I am manufacturing bus ducts. I was surprised. I asked him, what the bus duct is? I said, okay, I'll show you. A very long, about 6-7 meters long bus duct was there. Only 2 or 3 things is there. This is a chamber, then some orange type of insulators or finger type supports and aluminum bar. So no terminals. He was using connect well terminals, nothing else, only aluminum. So then I was slightly worried. It means that if all the panel builders started manufacturing bus ducts, then where I am going to sell the product? Not possible. So I asked Mr. Sharma, from where you are getting these items, that red insulators and all. So he told, I am getting it from a Bombay-based company, Mr. Kakade. So Vinayak, I think it is Vinayak Industries, etc. So what's the position? So he told that first of all, we give advances to him, then wait for the product to get it in 1 month or so. And then again, my friend, I've gone to Mr. Gautam of Tricolite. I asked him, what is this? What is your position of insulators and all? Then he told me the same position. I have to transfer the money to, I have to send the draft to Mr. Kakade, Vinayak Industries, and then get the products maybe in 1 month or 1.5 months and all. So, but then I'm basically a marketing man, and I understand there is no monopolistic situation in the world in marketing. Even in marketing, there is no monopolistic situation in the world. So, but then I didn't know anything about insulators or DMC or PMC or. Then Mr. Vijay Sehta, actually, he must have forgotten, but I remember, you must remember the history. I asked Vijay why, do you know anybody manufacturing DMC? So he told me, yes, one of my friend or acquaintance is J.K. Juneja. Vijay bhai, do you remember him? So,
Yes,
so
yes.
J.K. Juneja, he's manufacturing this DMC in Faridabad. I've given a ring to Mr. J.K. Juneja that I wanted to meet you. So he told, okay, come at 11. So I've gone to him. 11 o'clock I reached there. So there was a very big gate and a small gate in front. One of these chaprasis and all. He came out, he told me, I asked him, where is Mr. Juneja? He told me he has not come yet. He will be coming 11, 12, 11:30. वो तो मालिक है, कभी भी आएंगे, कभी भी जाएंगे, हम कुछ कह नहीं सकते. मैंने कहा ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं है, मैं थोड़ा सा, मेरे को काम है कहीं और, तो मैं वापस आता हूँ. तो I have to go to BCH, Bharti Cutler, and when I have gone there, got slightly late, about 1 o'clock, again reached about it was 1:15 or 1:30. Then I asked him, where is Mr. Juneja? He told me that he has already left for lunch and all. Again, I was surprised. The person coming for 1.5 hours in the morning and 1.5 hours. This again seems to be a monopolistic situation for manufacturing of DMC. But then I didn't know anything about DMC and SMC. Then I started visiting, at that time Google was not there. So I started visiting this American library and British library in Delhi and find out something about DMC, and I understood something about DMC and SMC, but DMC and SMC is there. So then there was a company in Mayapuri also, we started taking DMC from him and started manufacturing insulators. Our first insulator was C1050, what you call it. So that is why Vijay Bhai was, it was about 6 feet by 10 feet of space and one hand molding machine at that time. Maybe about 80-100 pieces we manufacture at that time. So then shifted. But then again, situation comes, I have started taking DMC from the person, but then again, I didn't know what DMC is. Then I've gone to one of my professors who have shifted from Delhi University to Delhi College of Engineering, and he was head of department in this Delhi College of Engineering, Polymer Science Department. He was, so I have gone to him in the evening. So asked him, what is DMC and SMC? He told, okay, I'll tell you, but better is our students knows about DMC and SMC. It's simple formulation, it's compounding, etc. So he deputed 1 or 2 persons with whom I can talk. But then as soon as some question comes, I used to go to him again and again. So forgetting his name, he is now no more. So
your Mr. Chandra,
he told me कि यार तुम मुझे परेशान बहुत करते हो, मेरा टाइम खत्म होता है कॉलेज का, दिल्ली कॉलेज ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग में. Yeah, please.
Sir, you are referring to Mr. Chandra.
No, I can't hear you, please.
You are referring to Mr. Chandra.
आवाज नहीं आ रही है जोशी जी.
Sir, I think you are referring to Mr. Chandra.
Bhadauria ji, can you hear us?
Sir, हमारे यहाँ से आवाज आ रही है?
नहीं आ रही है.
हाँ, भादुरिया जी, जोशी जी बोलते हैं प्रोफेसर का नाम प्रोफेसर चंद्रा था, चंद्रा।
सर आपका हमारा आवाज उनको पहुंच नहीं रहा है शायद।
अच्छा,
तो उनका स्पीकर में इश्यू है, he is
हाँ,
unable
ये
to.
आवाज बंद हो गई क्या? Can
नहीं
you
सर,
hear me?
सर आपकी आवाज आ रही है, हमारी नहीं आ रही है
अभी
आपको।
जोशी जी कुछ कह रहे हैं, मुझे आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
जोशी जी आप टाइप कीजिए,
चैट बॉक्स में टाइप कर दीजिए।
चैट बॉक्स में टाइप कीजिए।
ओके 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 ओके, यू कैन कंटिन्यू सर।
What has happened?
सर यू कैन कंटिन्यू।
Should I continue?
या प्लीज।
Okay. So where I was, then he told me, why don't you take admission? Why don't you take admission and do postgraduate diploma in polymer sciences? So I told him कि मुझे एडमिशन कौन देगा, मुझे छोड़े तो कम से कम 20 साल हो चुके हैं फिजिक्स छोड़े हुए, मुझे मालूम भी नहीं है फिजिक्स क्या होती है क्या नहीं। कहता यार तुम सब छोड़ो, एडमिशन तो मुझे ही देना है, तुम अप्लाई तो करो, पार्ट टाइम कर लेना। So then I have done 1 year diploma, postgraduate diploma in polymer sciences, 1989-90. Then I started this. Then in 1989 we have shifted somewhere else, slightly bigger premises in Mansarovar Garden only, 1500 square feet or so. And then in 1992 we have started another premise in Bhadauria, where the present factory is there, about 500 square yards. So present factory setup is about 6,000 square yards and all. We have purchased all nearby adjoining plots and all. So then somewhere in 90, Powercam Electricals Private Limited was formed. And then again in 1992, if everybody of you remember, these insulators were coming in brown epoxy color with a brass bush. So I changed, I told why brown, this is, people are selling this as epoxy, not as BMC or DMC, because at that time, possibly Mr. Kakade told me nobody knows about DMC and SMC. So let us sell it as epoxy. But since I'm a very fair person, I told it, if it is a DMC, it is a DMC. And then why brown color? Because epoxy was coming in brown color. So I told no, nothing doing. Let me make these insulators in red color. So we started making in 91 or 92, we started making these colors, these insulators in red color, which is a standard, industry standard as on date. Then another question comes, because whosoever was making insulators at that time was getting brass bushes from Jamnagar. It's a regular item for them. So, but then as a physics student, I know because nuts and bolts has to be of the same material to have more strength. So I told it has to be on MS. If bolt is to be of MS mild steel, this bushes also be of to MS. Then we started making these bushes in MS, getting it made from somewhere. At present, of course, we make all the bushes, about 100,000 bushes a day, per day, with top machines and all. So at that time in 92, that was this another thing which I introduced. Then somewhere if some person here, then I actually, we have made some packing standards and then promotional, because at that time all insulators were told like a hardware item and boris, you know, must be coming to Lohar Chal, etc. and all that thing. So we made it as a packet, as a brand. Then 87, somewhere in 88, I got PowerMat brand registered in my person name. So then we started giving the brand. Then comes the question, then since there was a lot of resistance from local markets and all, rate was the issue. We want to make some quality products, so rate was the issue. Then we started that, why don't we export these items? But then export at that time was very difficult. How to export? We don't know any person, any panel builder world over, maybe. Then I've concentrated on low-end markets like Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia at that time. because I can't think of that we can go to Europe, etc. There, because we don't know what type of products they are manufacturing and what is their demand. So then we have started writing. I was letters to Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, and then east of Asian countries and all, by going to trade attaches are there in every embassy and all, then looking to their yellow pages, what are the panel mailers, writing letters to them, and then giving their responses. Then our first distributor was appointed in 1993 somewhere in Thailand. Still, he is our distributor because incidentally, we have never changed our distributors throughout our lifetime of the company, whether it is local or international, same. So still he's there, he's doing about 1 crore or 1 crore 50 lakh business per year. Great. 92. Then this export business was looked after by nephew, Aditya Pundir. He was a postgraduate from Indian Institute of Foreign Trades. So I told, okay, you look after exports and all, let me concentrate on production. Then in 1992, it so happens, then I realized I can't do both. Trading of Connectwell, then Westno, and then Jensen, and then Pratec. So I told all of them that if I sell your product, I will not be doing any product justice. So better is you should start finding out your own distributors and all here in North India, and then let me concentrate on business. Then somewhere in 92, I have left all distributorships except Pratec, to which we are exporting also. At that time also we were exporting Pratec sleeves to Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, etc. That remains with us, and still it is with us. Shalini may be knowing. So 1992, then another incident came somewhere in 2000. In 1998, I think we have participated in Hanover Fair, Europe. Then again 92 or 2002 and 2004 we have participated. Then somewhere in 2002, I asked Aditya Kundi, who was looking after exports, why don't you export to Europe and US, etc. Then he told me that, uncle, it may not, I have tried enough and it may not be possible for me to export to Europe because of some quality standards and then other standards and all. Okay, fine enough, let me do it. So in 2004, we have got our all insulators and DMC and SMC certified by UL. Because for exporting to Europe or to US or to Western countries, you have to have certificates, or basically not even certificates, you have to sell papers. It's not the product. It's because the type of papers you are having, you will be successful in selling that. So in 2002 to 2010 somewhere, I have concentrated a lot on selling these to European countries and US and all. So, and we were successful. So in 2008, we have again in Hanover, we were again in Hanover Fair and all. So then our all distributors told me, why do you join Hanover and all? We are there, we will sell it, not an issue. Then after 2008, we have never gone to Hanover because they were giving us sufficient business, whether it is Germany, Romania, Poland, Spain, UK, etc. All our distributors are giving good business and all. Then we have covered Europe, and then of course up to Chile and all. Then between 2002 and 2008, I have visited, if I am not wrong, I have visited about 70 countries in the world. Whether it is Europe or US or South America or Argentina, Chile, I don't know, I've forgotten the name of the countries. Sorry. Kazakhstan, all countries and all Europe, this CES countries also, Europe, Moscow. So during those times, 8 years, I have a bag, pack, and a briefcase. I come and go, nothing else. So maybe 15 days or a week in a month is to any of the country. So that is all. It is there. Then 2014, because I told you 2007, I've gone to US also. There was a big company called the Gund Company, TGC. It is now a third generation company. Steve Gund is the president of that company. So we have started doing business with them in 2014. So somewhere in about 2 years or 3 years back, Steve Gund told me, why do you only want to make insulator? Make anything which is insulation, because they are actually insulation products. They are making FRP, GPO3 sheets, then NEMA grade X1 sheets and all. They are making a lot. You can find out the Gund company. It's a third generation company. And the Steve Gund, actually, since it is a third generation company, so it's basically a total electrical business was held by 3-4 business groups in USA, like Eaton, Cooper, Busman, and others. So this Steve Gund is all related to them only, because everybody has started from the garage only. As we have started, so most of the companies, European big companies, whether it is Eaton or Cooper, Busman, or the Gund company, or any other company, everybody has started from a garage. So it's not that. So 2014, then at present, our maximum business is to USA. Apart from insulators, we are making a lot of other products also. Material remains same. Material is either DMC or SMC or your polyamide, nylon 6/6 and all. Then another chance came to me in somewhere in 2016 and 17. Modi government said we'll be coming out with a lot of solar energy and all. 16 or 17, about 200 gigawatts. So then at that time we have started making insulators for solar panels. Now there's a difference between solar panel and the panel, electrical panel, what we are making. Solar panel is minimum voltage is 800 volts. The panel we are making is 440 volt or 660 volts. So there is a voltage difference. So we have started some specific insulators, which you will not find in our catalog or on site for solar panels, like in one of our last meeting I told, but they are all polyamide insulators, not DMC and BMC. So, Shriram, anything else?
Yeah, sir. Yes, मेरा आवाज आ रहा है सर अभी?
Shriram, no,
मेरा आवाज नहीं आ रहा है सर. Your
anybody can.
Sir, I think I'm not.
आवाज नहीं आ रही है श्रीराम.
सर मेरी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
हाँ भदौरिया जी, आपका स्पीकर बंद है शायद से.
सर कुछ टेक्निकली इशू है.
हाँ?
सर आपका स्पीकर का कुछ इशू है सर आपका.
Hello, are you listening?
Yeah.
Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir, but speaker is not working. Sir, speaker.
Hello.
सर भादुरिया सर का मोबाइल करके बोल देना जरा. विशाल.
हेलो.
या.
अच्छा, क्या बीच में आवाज बंद हो रही है क्या?
सर हमारी आवाज आपको नहीं आ रही है. मैं कॉल करता हूँ सर आपको.
अच्छा, आवाज नहीं आ रहा है क्या?
हाँ, हमारी आवाज नहीं आ रही है सर.
Let me just check. Let me clear it.
श्रीराम भाई आप बोलिए.
हाँ सर, आ रही है आवाज सर? भादुरिया सर, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ, नहीं मेरी आवाज आ रही है. मैं स्पीकर इसी का ही ऑन कर रहा हूँ.
सर मेरी आवाज पहुंच रही है क्या?
एक मिनट.
हाँ. एक काम करूंगा.
They are changing speaker setting. Wait.
हाँ, तो व्हाट्सएप करता हूँ.
नहीं मैंने किया, बात कर ली. Don't worry.
ओके तो व्हाट्सएप
मैं अभी चेक करता हूँ स्पीकर में, शायद कुछ प्रॉब्लम होगी।
Bhadauria ji, can you hear us?
सर नहीं आ रहा है आवाज।
वो कर रहे हैं सेटिंग में उनको बोल देता हूँ।
Joshi, can I add something to what Mr.
Hello.
Bhadauria said?
Yeah, sir. I think I will talk to him the question and he will answer. That will be better. I
नहीं
think.
नहीं, माइक की आवाज, माइक तो मेरी आवाज तो आपको आ रही है ना?
हाँ सर
आ रही है।
हमारी आवाज बिल्कुल नहीं पहुंच रही है।
एक मिनट। नहीं मैं कर लेता हूँ मैं। अभी स्पीकर की आवाज नहीं आ रही है ना आपको?
हाँ मेरी आवाज पहुंच नहीं रही, स्पीकर से आपकी आवाज आ रही है।
अच्छा, नहीं मैं ठीक कर लेता हूँ, स्पीकर ठीक कर देता हूँ मैं।
शायद आ रही है सर अभी।
कुछ प्रॉब्लम है।
Now he's able to hear, Joshi.
या
अब अगर म्यूट हो गए वो।
सर उन्होंने हमको सबको म्यूट किया है रादर।
नहीं, I am not muted.
I am also not muted, but he is not able to hear us. No,
Bhadauria ji, you unmute yourself. You have muted yourself.
Yes, now he's okay.
आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, आपको आ रही है सर? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, Sriram bhai, go ahead.
Good.
हाँ बहादुरिया सर नमस्कार वापस एक बार। सर मुझे पूछना था उसमें कि जब भी आप ये ओवर वर्ल्ड आप अपने प्रोडक्ट्स लेके गए तो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन वहाँ का रिक्वायरमेंट कुछ अलग रहेगा, तो कुछ आपको प्रोडक्ट्स में चेंज करने पड़े, जैसे कि डिजाइन में चेंज, मटेरियल में चेंज, और क्या चैलेंजेस आ गई?
मैं आपको बताता हूँ। जैसे हम यहाँ पर शुरू में कोनिकल इंसुलेटर ही बनते थे यहाँ पर,
राइट।
अब कोनिकल इंसुलेटर में एक प्रॉब्लम है, अगर आप बुश टाइट करेंगे तो आप इंसुलेटर को पकड़ेंगे कैसे?
अच्छा, राइट।
तो देन वी हैव स्टार्टेड डेवलपिंग हेक्स इंसुलेटर, बीच में स्पैनर लगा के आप ऊपर नीचे से टाइट कर लो। बट उसके बाद हमने एक और चेंज किया कि जब हम हेक्स लगाते हैं तो हेक्स में स्पैनर में स्लिप हो सकता है। देन हमने क्या किया है कि डबल एस टाइप का पूरा ऊपर से नीचे तक पूरा ही हेक्स बना दिया, क्योंकि इट्स सिंपली ए क्वेश्चन ऑफ मोल्ड एंड ऑल, तो हमने बना दिया। दोस टाइप ऑफ इंसुलेटर्स आर बीइंग यूज्ड टुडे इन whether it is Schneider or ABB or other European manufacturers also.
Okay.
Total hex from top to bottom. Total hex there. If you see on our site, you will see double H series.
Right.
Then we have made
यूरोपियन मार्केट के कुछ और उनके रिक्वायरमेंट ही अलग से?
नहीं, बेसिकली यूएल तो हर एक का रिक्वायरमेंट है ही। यूएल इज ए यूनिवर्सल रिक्वायरमेंट। देन यूरोप का है, अलग स्टैंडर्ड है, आईसी चाहिए उनको या और चीजें चाहिए, एस्टा सर्टिफिकेशन चाहिए। पैनल के लिए बात कर रहा हूँ मैं।
राइट।
हमारे इंसुलेटर के लिए तो यूएल ही ठीक है, बिकॉज एस्टा सर्टिफिकेशन इज फॉर पैनल्स एक्सेट्रा। ओके
सर, अभी आपने बोला यू आर प्रोड्यूसिंग मोर देन 1 लाख इंसुलेटर अ डे। सर, एक लाख बनाने वाली बात एक बढ़िया है ही, लेकिन वो क्वालिटी मेंटेन करना लैब बनाते समय ये और बड़ा चैलेंज है, तो आपने उसको कैसे टैकल कर दिया?
नहीं, मैं ये बता रहा हूँ कि ड्यूरिंग कोरोना टाइम एंड ऑल, हमारे एक इंसुलेटर की श्नाइडर में ऑस्ट्रिया में प्रॉब्लम आई कि हुआ क्या था कि रात को प्रोडक्शन, बिकॉज वी आर रनिंग फैक्ट्री 24 आवर्स डे, रात को प्रोडक्शन करते समय आदमी, अगर आप थोड़ी सी भी कंप्रेशन मोल्डिंग के बारे में जानते हैं, कि उसने एक इंसुलेटर नीचे लगाया, जब वो ऊपर लगाने बुश लगाने एक बुश नीचे लगाया, जब वो इंसुलेटर बुश ऊपर लगाने गया तो ऊपर वाला बुश नीचे गिर गया। इस फॉरगॉटन एक बुश ऊपर लगा दिया, सो मींस दैट पर्टिकुलर इंसुलेटर हैज गॉट 3 बुशेस और नेचुरली शॉर्ट होगा। तो और हमने चेक नहीं किया, हम तब 10% चेक करते थे एज पर SQC क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड्स एंड ऑल। 10% चेक किया, भेज दिया हमने। बट वन इंसुलेटर मींस one panel was faulty. So during Corona time, somewhere in 2021, we have taken a decision that all our insulators which leaves our factory has to be hypot tested at 3.5 kV. Immaterial of what? बिकॉज अगर वो 3.5 kV पे टेस्ट होगा तो आपका 440 वोल्ट या 660 वोल्ट पे तो पास ही हो जाएगा. Then standard is IC also says it is 3 times plus 1000 volts. Whatever is the system voltage plus 1000, 450, that makes about 1300 plus 1000, 2300 it should pass. But then we have gone 1000 volt above that, and we have set our high pot test bench at 3500 volts. Then all insulators which are leaving our factory must be tested at 3.5 kV high pot test.
Okay.
नहीं, इसमें एक और प्रॉब्लम आई. अब समझिए कि since this high pot testing was manual, still it is manual. और अगर मान लीजिए कि टेस्ट करते समय कोई जो इंजीनियर टेस्ट कर रहा है वो कोई भी एक इंसुलेटर टेस्ट करते हुए भूल गया, अगर वो तो भूल गया, रात का टाइम है या दिन का टाइम है, वो भूल गया, जब वो पैकिंग में जाएगा तो हम ये कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा कि ये इंसुलेटर टेस्ट हुआ या नहीं हुआ? Then again we are modifying the system. जैसे ही हाई पॉट पे टेस्ट होगा, there will be a marking. We are making a SPM, special purpose machine for that. There will be a marking on that. So at the time of packing, even if it is failed, it's fine. It is in our factory. No, not an issue. 1 or 2 insulators fail daily. Out of 100,000, 1 or 2 insulators are failing daily. So, but that is scrap to us, nothing. But then जो इंसुलेटर आपके पास आना चाहिए उस पे ओके की मार्किंग होनी चाहिए. So that we are doing, that we are implying. Maybe it will take about 6 months or so.
Okay, great. सर अभी इसमें इंसुलेटर पे उनसे बैच टेस्ट होती है, जैसे कि ग्लो वायर टेस्ट है.
हाँ, ग्लो वायर GWIT है. और
क्या टेस्ट होती है, जरा उसके बारे में बताएंगे?
वो सारे मटेरियल टेस्ट हैं, DMC पे टेस्ट करते हैं.
ओके.
हाँ, वो सारे मटेरियल टेस्ट हैं. इंसुलेटर पे फाइनली इंसुलेटर पे जो टेस्ट होता है वो दैट इज टॉर्शन टेस्ट. 2 ही चीजें हैं, बिकॉज इट इज बेसिकली हार्डवेयर है. इसको एक हार्डवेयर आइटम लीजिए, वो 2 चीजों को ज्वाइन कर रही है और बीच में इंसुलेशन है. सो दैट इज टॉर्शन स्ट्रेंथ इज देयर. जैसे मैकेनिकल है. देन अगेन इट इज कैंटिलीवर है कि अगर आपने यहाँ लगाया, ये इंसुलेटर है और आप इसको टेस्ट करेंगे. नाउ अगेन देयर इज अ स्टैंडर्ड, देयर इज अ UL स्टैंडर्ड फॉर टेस्टिंग इंसुलेटर्स. जितने भी आप हमारे प्रोडक्ट देखेंगे, मोस्टली इंसुलेटर, मोस्टली नहीं, अबाउट 100% इंसुलेटर्स आर UL अप्रूव्ड. यू विल फाइंड दैट नंबर इन द कैटलॉग इंसुलेटर का. वो क्या करते हैं कि इंसुलेटर को एक्चुअली आवर लैब आल्सो इज अप्रूव्ड बाय UL फॉर विटनेस टेस्ट डेटा.
ओके.
दे विल कॉल इट विटनेस टेस्ट डेटा लैब. So we have got it approved and all. So जैसे इंसुलेटर लगाएंगे उसके बाद वो करीब 100 mm का गैप देते हैं, फिर कैंटिलीवर आना चाहिए. तो कितने कैंटिलीवर पे टूटता है, अलग अलग इंसुलेटर का अलग स्टैंडर्ड है. लाइक M6, M8, M10 का स्टैंडर्ड है. इट हैज टू पास दोस टेस्ट्स. दो ही टेस्ट होते हैं उसमें.
सर और एक सवाल हर एक के मन में है कि ये जो आपका एक्सपोर्ट का जो मटेरियल जाता है और जो हम लोग के डोमेस्टिक मार्केट में हम लोग यूज कर रहे हैं, क्या वो सेम टू सेम है कि एक्सपोर्ट के लिए कुछ अलग से होता है?
नहीं, इसके लिए विजय सहता जी बता सकते हैं कि नो कंपनी कैन हैव 2 स्टैंडर्ड्स.
ओके.
जो भी कंपोनेंट बनाता है या जो एक्सपोर्ट करता है, नो कंपनी इन द वर्ल्ड हैव गॉट 2 स्टैंडर्ड्स. One for international, one. It has to be the same standard, because the time you have 2 standards, you are telling your workers that this is an inferior product, you can go ahead with this, and this is a superior product, you have to check it. No, it's not possible. It's not possible for any company, whether it is my company or ConnectWell or XYZ who are exporting. It's not possible.
Okay. सर उसमें अभी अदर देन इंसुलेटर बाकी कौन से प्रोडक्ट्स में आप इन्वेंट किए हैं नया?
नहीं, अब जैसे हमने एक रिसेंट इन्वेंशन है, वी आर फ्रैकिंग के बारे में आपको मालूम है? गैस फ्रैकिंग के बारे में या ऑयल फ्रैकिंग?
नहीं, मुझे तो इतना आइडिया नहीं है उसके, फ्रैंकली नहीं मुझे आइडिया.
मैं बताता हूँ कि पुराने टाइम में अगर मैं US के बारे में बताऊं तो US में क्या है कि इंडिया और US के लॉ थोड़े डिफरेंट हैं. इंडियन लॉज यो कहते हैं कि जमीन के ऊपर सिर्फ आपका है, अंदर जो भी निकलेगा वो हमारा है. US में ये लॉ नहीं है. यूएस में ये है कि अगर आपके पास 1 एकड़ जमीन है और उसके बाद आप अब अर्थ में जितना खोदते जाओ, जो चीज मिलेगी वो आपकी। समझ रहे हैं?
हाँ हाँ।
अगर उसमें ऑयल मिला तो यूएस में ऑयल प्रोड्यूसर्स बड़ी बड़ी कंपनी नहीं है, बड़ी कंपनी भी है, लेकिन छोटे छोटे देयर आर हंड्रेड्स एंड थाउजेंड्स ऑफ पीपल जिनके पास 1 एकड़ 2 एकड़ 3 एकड़ है। तो उन्होंने क्या किया, छोटे छोटे अपने पंप नीचे लगाए हुए हैं, उसको ड्रिल करते हैं, बोर करते हैं। अच्छा, वो ऑयल तभी निकालते हैं जब ऑयल का रेट बढ़ जाता है।
ओके,
अब समझ रहे हैं कि क्या हो रहा है ये?
हाँ समझ रहा हूँ।
जब भी ऑयल का रेट बढ़ जाता है, ऑयल का रेट बढ़ेगा, उसके बाद जो है फ्रैकिंग, वहां पर इंडिविजुअल फ्रैकिंग शुरू हो जाती है। अब जब इंडिविजुअल फ्रैकिंग शुरू होगी, उसके मतलब काफी बड़ी ट्यूब होती है, उसके आगे पीछे इंसुलेटर टाइप पॉलीअमाइड के इंसुलेटर लगे होते हैं, बीच में एक ट्रिगर होता है और बीच में आपका ब्लास्ट होता है। तो दे सेंड दोस डाउन, देन ब्लास्ट दिस। अब किसी को अगर ज्यादा ऑयल निकालना है तो एक एकड़ में, आधा एकड़ में एक कर दिया, दूसरे आधा एकड़ में दूसरा कर दिया, और वहां से ऑयल निकाल के एंड दे हैव गॉट देयर ओन टैंकर दे नॉट एंड दे सप्लाई टू बिग रिफाइनरीज एक्सेट्रा और द लार्ज दीज पीपल। तो उसमें हमारे पास सबसे बड़ा एडवांटेज है कि जो भी प्रोडक्ट, जैसे एक इंसुलेटर लगा लिया तो एक इंसुलेटर लगाने में वो 100-200 साल तक कुछ नहीं होता, तब तक फाइनल खत्म हो जाएगा। इस केस में क्या है कि देयर इज अ कंटिन्यूअस डिमांड। अगर उसने फ्रैकिंग के लिए नीचे डाला, 20 फुट पे डाला और वहां ब्लास्ट किया, इसका मतलब पूरा का पूरा ब्लास्ट हो जाएगा। That becomes useless. Then he has to again put the other cylinder inside the tube and get the blast.
So every time new required. Once
Every
used.
time is a new requirement.
Okay, okay. Sir, हम लोग,
Joshi ji, just a minute. I want to introduce and to tell you this is my father, Mr. G.R. Bajaj. He especially come here to say hello to Bhadauria sir.
बजाज साहब क्या हाल है? तबीयत ठीक है?
All
तबीयत
the
ठीक
best.
है?
All the best to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
इंशाल्लाह आके मिलूंगा आपको।
वेलकम
जरूर।
वेलकम बजाज साहब, वेलकम।
आप मत आइए, मैं आ रहा हूँ। मैं आई एम कमिंग टू बॉम्बे इन नवंबर एंड ऑल, तो मैं ही आपसे मिलूंगा।
Do meet us.
Yes.
भादुरिया जी नवंबर 12 को शालिनी और उनके रेडी आएंगे।
अच्छा, जरूर मिलेंगे। हाँ श्रीराम, बताइए और कुछ है? नहीं
सर, आपने अभी आई थिंक 2004 से 10 तक हम लोग आए थे, उसके आगे आपने यूएसए में भी चालू कर दिया।
हाँ,
आगे का थोड़ा जर्नी बताइए ना, लास्ट 10 साल का आपका कैसा रहा, और आपने बड़ी फैक्ट्री सेटअप की, उसकी भी कुछ स्टोरी तो रहेगी उसमें।
तो 2017 around 2017 we have realized that land which is about total infrastructure is about 100,000 square feet. We realized that it is not enough. So we have in 2017-18 we have bought another land about 10 kilometers from our factory on a bypass highway only. It's a highway, and then started constructing that factory by taking all permissions from government or not in March 2020. We have started the factory on 17th of March 2020, and then 22nd of March 2020, all India was blocked completely. Total production was, total construction was stopped. Then we have again started manufacturing this plant setup in somewhere in November 2020, when all India was open. Then that factory is more or less all civil work is complete. Then other government compliance like water capacity, fire and all that is going on still. Fire and then STP plants, etc. Since it is a big plant of 6 acres, so all government regulations or fire safety regulations are to be covered. So it's going, but most probably by March 2023, we'll be shifting to our new factory. And in between, I was there in US in May, complete May, and some part of June also. So I have a discussion with our partners in USA. They actually wanted to have joint operations with us.
Okay.
But it is still going on. Either it will be a JV or it will be a shareholding in Powercam Electrical, either of the two.
Okay.
Because they will be coming in here in India somewhere in October. Just before Diwali, they are coming to finalize everything. Either it will be a JV joint venture by the name of PowerMet TGC, or it will be their shareholding in Powercam Electricals Private Limited, either of the two. Maximum to the tune of about 24%.
Okay, तो मतलब उससे और आपका रीच भी बढ़ेगा, प्रोडक्शन कैपेसिटी एवरीवेयर.
We will be coming out with this range, of course, will go on, but we will be coming out with sheets, etc. High-end this insulation sheets.
Okay, okay.
They are experts in high-end insulation sheets. They are all these multinational companies are already customers to them, like GE, generator manufacturers, big generator manufacturers, not small, big generator manufacturers like GE or Eaton or Cooper Busman and others, or Schneider, etc. They are customers to them.
सर अभी ये कॉस्मा मेंबर्स को आप कभी इनवाइट कर रहे हो फैक्ट्री नया देखने के लिए?
बस एक बार फैक्ट्री चालू हो जाना चाहिए, फिर भी कॉस्मा मेंबर्स को इनवाइट तो करेंगे ही करेंगे. उसके बिना कैसे काम चलेगा? सुबह भी मैंने एक शेयर किया था, बिकॉज एसोसिएशन के बारे में शेयर किया था. वी हैव टू वर्क टुगेदर टू. एक और चीज मैं बताना भूल गया अपनी जर्नी में. मैं बेसिकली हम कोई भी काम कर रहे हैं, कोई भी काम, पैनल बिल्डिंग या इंसुलेटर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग या कोई भी कंपोनेंट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी हैव टू बी नेशनलिस्ट फर्स्ट. नेशनलिस्ट का ये मतलब नहीं है कि हमें आर्मी में ज्वाइन होके हमें बंदूकें चलानी है. अगर हम एक्सपोर्ट कर पाते हैं तो वो भी एक नेशनलिस्ट ही तो है. वी आर ए नेशनलिस्ट. हमारे से बड़ा तो कोई नेशनलिस्ट है ही नहीं. वी आर हेल्पिंग कंट्री टू ग्रो.
राइट राइट. सर इन लाइन विद दिस, आपका एजुकेशन के लिए कोई खास बढ़िया लगाव रहा है सोशल एजुकेशन के लिए, उसके बारे में भी जरा सब हमारे लोगों का अवगत करवा दीजिए ना आप.
नहीं, अब क्योंकि अब इतनी टर्नओवर हो गई है और इतना प्रॉफिट्स हो गए हैं, तो CSR एक्टिविटी तो आती ही है. तो अभी about 15 days back I was talking to DC of Jhajjar district. So we have adopted a school in Jhajjar district. We have given about 100 benches. Then within this month or so, we are because actually the earlier the school was for boys only. From this year onward, it will be a co-ed school, government school co-ed. But then there is no toilets for girls. So within this month, we'll be making 2-3 toilets, washrooms, etc. for girls in that school. Then I was talking to DC, so he was telling me, why don't you adopt 2 or 3 these parks in your surrounding areas to develop that and all. So we are discussing with DC and all. We may be adopting 1 or 2 parks.
For environment purpose.
For environment. So our actually basic aim in CSR activities, either education, schools or environment.
Great, great, sir, great.
Incidentally, I think Vijay Bhai knows, just Google Aditya Pundir. In your Google, you will find out he's country manager of a US environment. Al Gore Foundation.
Okay, okay, great, sir, great. सर आपने तो अपनी स्टोरी तो बता दी है. आपका स्टोरी में से आपने बताया कि कैसे अपॉर्चुनिटीज को आपने बेटर करने के लिए कन्वर्ट कर दिया है. सर नए एंटरप्रेन्योर और स्पेशली पैनल बिल्डर को आप क्या एक आपका यहाँ से एडवाइस दे देंगे सर?
नहीं, हमें एक्चुअली हर हालत में जो है ना, ये सोचना है. पहले तो मतलब मैं ये देख रहा हूँ कि बहुत लोग यहाँ पैनल बिल्डर्स हैं. वी आर कंपीटिंग विद आवरसेल्व्स एंड ऑल. वी हैव टू ग्रैब न्यू अपॉर्चुनिटीज. लाइक मुझे मालूम नहीं है कि कितने लोग सोलर पैनल बनाते हैं या कितने लोग ईवी चार्जिंग स्टेशंस में हैं. और प्रोसेस तो सेम ही है ना. प्रोसेस इज सेम वेदर इट इज ईवी चार्जिंग स्टेशंस और EV charging panels or this. So why don't we expand our horizon to other things and all? There are a lot of things are coming.
Okay. सर अपना आपने बोला था you are exporting to more than 70, I mean 70 बहुत
Yeah.
कम बोला मैंने, 100 countries.
हाँ, नहीं
तो
70
आपका
countries हैं.
70 countries, सर उसमें आपका टर्नओवर एक्सपोर्ट और इंडिया कंपैरेटिवली कितना?
75% is exports
ओके,
world over, and 25% is Indian.
आउट ऑफ टोटल टर्नओवर सर?
Out of total turnover, about 75 crores.
ग्रेट सर, ग्रेट. सर मैंने मेरे दिल की जो बात की आपने पूरी मतलब एकदम क्लियर कर दी. अदर मेंबर्स को भी कुछ सवाल पूछने हैं
हाँ,
तो आई
बताइए.
थिंक हम
Yes.
मेंबर्स के लिए ओपन करेंगे कि उनका भी डाउट क्लियर कर देंगे आप?
हाँ, just open it.
I request
We start with
put
Satish
question
sir.
in the chat box.
Satish sir has a question.
Yeah, Vishalji, request everyone to put the question in the chat box
Okay.
so that can be taken by sir.
Okay. Either you can raise the hand or you can put a question in chat box. First, we'll take the Satish sir's question. Satish sir.
Well, I have no question. I wanted to add what Bhadauria ji said about starting in a garage. Sir, you are in company of big companies. One is C&S. Ravinder ji Khanna has written a book,
Yes.
Garage to Global.
Achha.
And he had presented the book to all of us in Ilakrama 2020. Another big company, Hewlett Packard. You know, all of you know Hewlett Packard, they have 65% market share of printer business all over the world. That company was started by one Mr. Hewlett and one Mr. Packard. That is their surnames, also in a garage. And currently their turnover is more than $50 billion US. Incidentally, my elder son is working for that company in USA and he's one of the vice presidents. So I know this story. Hewlett Packard was also started in a garage. So Bhadauria, we wish that having started from garage, you also reach $50 billion turnover in a couple of years. All the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Satish ji.
सर और एक सवाल है मुझे.
बताइए.
सर आपने तो सक्सेस स्टोरी शेयर की है, लेकिन आपका बुक हम देखना चाहते हैं इसके ऊपर, तो हमको कभी मिलेगा पूरा?
नहीं, मैं इसके ऊपर बुक नहीं लिख रहा हूँ क्योंकि बुक लिखूंगा तो ठीक नहीं है. बट आई एम राइटिंग ए बुक ऑन टाइम मैनेजमेंट.
ओके.
सो दैट बुक
के बारे में थोड़ा बताइए ना, आप किसके ऊपर मतलब उसके ऊपर आप कौन से पॉइंट्स को टच करने वाले होते हैं?
बहुत पॉइंट्स हैं. एक्चुअली मैंने बुक लिखना शुरू किया था, लेकिन क्या हुआ कि मैं कुछ 50-60 पे लिख भी चुका था, लेकिन कोरोना टाइम में मुझे ये लेटेस्ट सिस्टम्स की वजह से ना अपना कंप्यूटर चेंज करना पड़ गया. तो वो बुक उसी में ही चली गई है.
अरे बाप रे.
अरे श्रीराम, we are already writing one book on success stories.
Yes,
and one chapter is on him.
So that is a chapter, sir. We would like to have.
Sriram bhai, can I ask a question to Bhadauria ji?
Yeah.
Bhadauria ji, there is a question from our past president, Mr. Shoaib Fateh ji. SMC, DMC, FRP materials are a safety and health hazard when they are damaged and have been scrapped. What is the scientifically safe and low compliant method of disposing such waste at the panel manufacturing factory?
No, in panel manufacturing factory, it will not be a waste. In our manufacturing facility, because all compression molding generates about 5% of flash. So, about 3-4 months back, we have a meeting at Delhi with Nitin Gadkari ji about these people. OCF, Owens Corning Glass people were also there, and they've invited me. Through OCF, I have gone also. So this SMC, DMC, and other this fiberglass material should be used in road infrastructure. It's a hard material and all, and simply instead of this matti and all, you simply put it there and then use it. Or it can be used for clay manufacturing also, if it is not near to any big city, because this DMC and SMC scrap also has a very high fuel value due to organic this resins present. So it can be used for burning those. Because for clay, manufacturing, you have to have high heat. So it can be used there also, and then road filling also.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Can I request Urvi ji to ask any question you would like to have? Urvi, do you have any question? Can you come forward and ask?
Well, thank you for this opportunity, of course. Sir, thank you for this enlightening, insightful talk. I would just love to know any favorite quote of yours which you would like to share with us?
Nothing much, but I'm very
Okay.
fond of Peter's laws. I
Okay.
think every one of you should read Peter's laws,
Right.
and then you will be successful. Now, in one of the Peter
Thank
laws, it
you.
says, if you can run, don't walk. So that is again Peter's law only. I'm quoting Peter's law. So it is like that. So everybody is walking. I don't believe in walking. So maybe it's like that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Prasad ji, yes, go ahead with your question. You have to unmute before speaking, Prasad ji.
I have one query to ask Bhadauria sir. What is the type of insulation which is used in sandwiched bus duct, which is very compact and all?
No, I'm sorry, I may not be able to answer your question because I have not worked on sandwich bus duct. Because number one, we do not have the facility to manufacture those sandwich bus duct. Sandwich bus duct means some insulation will be there, and most probably that insulation will be epoxy. Because in sandwich bus duct, you have to reduce the distance to a minimum level.
Exactly.
And then DMC and SMC has a capacity of 10 kV, whereas epoxy has much better capacity, insulation capacity of about 16 to 18 kV per mm. So, but it is possible. It is possible to make it, not an issue. But we actually do not have infrastructure to make that. Though we are supplying to some companies in the world who are specialized in sandwich bus duct manufacturing. Then another thing I want to point out, I see that Shriram has a question, what other fields? Now one more field is coming in which we are not looking at, the data centers.
Yeah.
Data center market is huge and it is going to increase day by day. And all panel builders, incidentally, our two panel builders in Ireland in which we are supplying, they are supplying to all data centers of Amazon. And huge requirements are coming from them. They have a company in Ireland, they have a company in US. You can go to their site if you like, Mardix, Mardix. The company is in UK and the company is in Ireland, the company is in USA. They are manufacturing all data center panels for Amazon. They are one of our customers actually. So you can go to their site and find out what they are manufacturing.
Thank you, sir. Salini ji, you can go ahead with your question.
Yeah, first of all, hello, sir. How are you? It's so
Fine.
nice to see you and thankful to you for always being there for me. So I would like you to write down a blog or something because the amount of knowledge that you have on the evolving avenues, apart from being panel manufacturer or switchgears, like you said, EV stations. So
Yeah.
if we could, as a team, explore whatever is better in the best interest of all our Cosma members, we will know where we stand and we will be able to approach the right authority together as a team. So as to give us the opportunities first rather than going to all the MPs and MLAs, you know.
So for that, I suggest that Cosma should form a team for avenues, different new avenues for coming, in which the infrastructure remains same.
Yes.
Good point, sir. Satish sir. Suresh bhai. Anand sir, we would have to work on this issue.
Yes,
I
yes,
think
yes, 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 yes.
we will surely, sir, work on this and come to you. We will discuss in the committee and 100% we will look in this line. Thank you.
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
sir,
Thank
there is one more question, sir. See,
Yeah.
our Cosma is connected and having a, MOM with one institute, educational institute, that Vishwaniketan Institute, and that institute is specialized for project-based learning, and that is connected to 25 European universities, and each student, each teacher is trained in Europe for 2 years minimum. So it's a unique project all over India. It is the first project, and we are doing some proto factory over there to have same factory like atmosphere and make some products. So can you, sir, can you say something about how we industry can work together with this all? And we want to make a proto model for all over India, which can be replicated to all educational institutes. So can you have any specific idea how we can go about it? Because it is a valuable project, and all our Cosma members are getting connected to them and giving some projects to them also, small projects. So the picture is a bit wavy. So I just wanted to have some clarification or clear picture and to remove the fog. Yes.
Can you send me a note on this on my email ID?
Yes,
So
definitely, sir.
I should
Yeah.
have a better thought at night
Yes.
about all these things and all, and then give my views on that.
Yes. Sir, can you share me your email ID?
I will send you, Anand.
Yeah, please. Okay. Then we'll continue on our mails, Then see, we are doing some positive things all over India about the education, and we are changing somehow the world of education. So I'll be in contact with you.
Yeah.
And see, basically, one more question. See,
Yeah.
we have all here are at least 40 to 50 years experience in this industrial field. Okay, we have invested or wasted, we don't know, to reach to a particular point. Some at a lower level, some at medium, and some at a higher levels. So we should have some concrete methodology of entrepreneurship. So they cannot waste or invest 40 to 50 years for bringing up one industry. So do you have some concrete plan where the new generation can bring India as a whole, Indian industry as a whole, in not more than 5 to 10 years as an entrepreneur?
No, in that I have to say only one thing. Now, a lot of companies, like I'll give you one example. A lot of companies are coming for this solar panels also from outside. One company I know is an Italian company, bought a plant of 1 unit of ABB and started on their own. Now they are doing very good. Similarly, another company like I say KK Wind. KK Wind is a German company. They came to India. I don't know. I don't understand why companies are coming to India and flourishing. Why not we can do that? Another is a new thing now. Everybody is making, all of us may, or not all, but 90% of us are making panels for some industry or maybe for some flats and all other things. There are a lot of new opportunities that are coming. So we have to actually think of new opportunities, like data center is one. EV charging station is another. EV charging stations, what do you think will be 2030? Is hardly 8 years or so. What will be EV charging stations capacity in India? There will be about not less than 200,000 EV charging stations in India. From where the panels are going to come? Either they are going to buy, like one company I know in USA, they are coming out with their plant in India, Bangalore, to whom, of course, we are supplying insulators and all of their own design. They will be coming to India. Why can't we do it? I don't understand this. Simple.
So to grow, what you say, to grow, all the control panel manufacturers who are present over here should standardize on some products which are
Yes.
of the future.
Yes.
Yes, that is the story of success for each and every person. So everybody
Yeah.
should have some product, right?
Yeah. Some specialization.
Or specialization, yes, specialized product. You
Whether
can
it
say.
is EV charging stations, solar panels, or wind panels, or other things and all. They have to specialize. If we stick to our things, what we are doing 30 years back or 40 years back, we are not going to progress. Not possible.
Great.
We have to change. We have to actually think out of the box.
Very importantly said, sir. Surely we will think over this. And Vishal sir, any other questions are there in the chat box?
There is no question in the chat box. If there is any question, we welcome. The Q&A session is open for everyone. If not there, then Anand bhai, we can proceed to.
Sriram, please see my chat.
Before going forward, Vijay ji, can you have some small incidences about Bhadauria ji in your memory?
नहीं एक आनंद भाई उससे पहले एक मैं बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग इंसिडेंट बताना चाहता हूँ विजय भाई के बारे में
बोलो
बताइए
आउट ऑफ दिस थिंग एंटायर थिंग एक बार ऐसा हुआ कि समवेयर इन 89 जनवरी विजय भाई आए जो हमारी प्रोडक्शन मैंने बताया ना पीछे गैराज में प्रोडक्शन हो रही थी वो उसके सामने ही हमारा गेस्ट रूम था 2-3 दिन के लिए रुके होंगे एग्जैक्टली तो मुझे मालूम नहीं है तो मैंने विजय भाई से कहा कि वो बाथरूम में मैंने पानी गर्म कर दिया है गीजर से गर्म पानी से ला लेना विजय भाई ने बोला कि अरे यार हम तो बम्बई हैं आज तक गर्म पानी से नहीं आए हम तो इसी पानी से नहाएंगे ठंडे पानी से यानी आफ्टर दैट आई रिमेम्बर ही वाज मतलब वो टोटल गर्म मतलब जो पानी निकल रहा था दैट वाज फ्रीजिंग टेम्परेचर जनवरी में आपको मालूम है दिल्ली का क्या टेम्परेचर होता है तो इट्स लाइक दैट
Yes, it was an ice bath.
And Vijay bhai did not freeze.
No. I shivered and then I had to be coated with blanket and all everything to protect myself.
विजय भाई ने बोला कि हम तो बम्बई आए आज तक गर्म पानी से नहीं नहाए अब गर्म पानी से क्यों नहाएंगे भाई हम तो ठंडे पानी से नहाएंगे
That's a fact. We never use hot water.
So, Vijay ji, from your perspective, about Bhadauria ji, tell something about him.
Yeah, I have seen him. I mean, all these right from the beginning. He was a kind of a person like who would really not give up. As a matter of fact, he spoke about Thailand. His Thailand distributor once was invited in Electrama exhibition, and I had opportunity of meeting him. And thanks to him that we got latched on to this dealer. His name is Mr. Pasat. I think he's the same person who still continues for Kedar Sahib.
Yes.
And we got our openings and everything in Thailand. So there have been too many instances where we have been fortunate to interact with each other and spent many good moments of life. एक छोटा सा इंसिडेंट है like I was in Delhi, then he had to take my children to Apu Park and all those things. So there's a lot of association with him. Besides
our children or grandchildren?
Children. Grandchildren तो अभी आ गए अभी तो टाइम नहीं है भदौरिया के साथ टाइम नहीं मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है And I have he said 160 kilometers on bike. So at least I also must have done 100 kilometers on his bike sometimes back. Yeah. So that's the kind of energy he has always. A go-getter.
Congratulations, Bhadauria ji.
Sir, what are your experience about the people who are out of India? How they treat you? How you behave with them? What are special moments with them?
नहीं ऐसा है एक्चुअली आनंद जी की 98 2000 2000 से पहले it was very difficult for Indians to do business in European countries. So we are like snake charmers to them. लेकिन 96 के बाद by coming of this our IT sectors and all, things have started changing. I'll tell you one particular incident. I was traveling from Vienna to Salzburg in a van. Full family was there. So the driver, he told me, from which country you are? I said, I'm from India. So he told, oh, brilliant. Indians can do anything in the world. So things have started changing. The persons who are visiting from 92 onward, they must have realized. So now we are now getting respect because of IT industry. Because we have progressed. IT industry was the first one which has given us the recognition world over. Everything comes after that only. See, from 96, 90 onward, Indian, and now you see all Indians, top Indians are sitting there, where? In USA, holding most of about, I think 80% of IT industry is governed by India, or Indian executives, chief executives. Just see the figures. So it's not that we actually should not be afraid. This is my advice to all of them. We should not be afraid of white skin and yellow skin. They are nothing. We are exporting about 5 crore rupees of product to China. There is nothing like white skin or yellow skin. Earlier, maybe 96 or 92, or maybe since we are हम 200 साल गुलाम रहे अंग्रेजों के, तो शायद हमारे दिमाग में घुस गया कि अंग्रेज बहुत सुपीरियर होते हैं. But it is nothing like it. ऐसा है नहीं बिल्कुल भी. आपको ये सोचना चाहिए. If I turn back on the centuries and all, in about somewhere around 180, India was the largest. India was producing about, Indian GDP was 50% of the world, 55% of the world GDP, and China was 35%. Rest 10% is all world. So at least we have to reach to that level. India was 55% of the world GDP in 180. China was 35%. So both of them are 90. Others, world was nothing at that time. So it's not that we have the brain, we have the capacity, we have the energy, we have the entrepreneurship. We must utilize those entrepreneurship, which has come through generations to us. We have inherited.
Sir, one time, Kabraji of RR Kabil told me that I was frustrated in a particular moment of time because Indian government or India is concentrating on LCs, not QC, quality. All on and in the world they work on only on QC, not LC. So you don't concentrate on Indian market. Concentrate only on export market. The RR Kabil is 80% export, 20% in India. So the way he frustrated, are you also frustrated in Indian market?
No, we don't deal with the government company because of L1. Simple.
Yes.
So throughout the life of the company, we have never dealt with any of the government companies except with either RDSO or ISRO or Vikram Sarabhai Space Centers and all. Those we are dealing, and we are doing some research work also on DMC, SMC for them. But otherwise, we don't deal with government companies. So not Indian Railways and all.
Not in the railways, not in defense. Right?
No.
Okay,
no.
okay. So that should be the message to all.
I don't know. But that's my experience. That's my experience.
Okay. I think Vishal, I think everybody is over with the questions.
Yeah, we should move to vote of thanks.
Vishal, before
Yeah,
that, I think Satish Bhai would like to comment on the today's session. Satish sir, your valued comments.
I have a small point to make for Mr. Bhadauria. When Bhadauria said that it is IT industry which has taken the flag of India to height in Western countries, there is also a very small coincidence. Mr. Bhadauria said he started his company with a small loan from his wife. Am I right, Bhaduraji?
Yeah, 500 rupees.
Exactly same thing was done by Mr. Narayan Murthy of Infosys, who borrowed money from his wife Sudha Murthy. I have read the story.
So,
and
ऐसा है सतीश, इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि for all entrepreneurs have to take a loan from their wife only.
Yeah, I'm going to do that with my wife today itself.
Sir, incidentally, I bought money from my wife, 5,000 rupees to register my company when I started the company.
Yeah.
Bhaduraji, there was one more thing I wanted to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
When it came to writing a book on your life story or kind of an autobiography, you almost mentioned that you may have difficulty in writing it in English. Sorry if I misunderstood. But you also mentioned that your wife is postgraduate in English. So isn't it contradicting? You can write and she can correct and you can publish for our benefit, sir.
I'll tell her, I'll dictate her, I'll give.
Hello.
Yes. Continue, please.
For the benefit of my members who are present today, and also for the benefit of members who are not present today, I want to make a very, very pleasant announcement. Friends, you all know that Cosma arranges award function every alternate year. The last award function was in 2020 in Bangalore. We do it on alternative years in Bangalore and Mumbai. Vijay Bhai was one of the awardees in one of the functions. Maybe it was in 2016 or something, Vijay Bhai. Cosma Gaurav.
So history उतना याद नहीं रहता है.
मगर ज्योग्राफी तो याद रहता है ना?
Yes, sir. Yes.
हाँ, वो बैंगलोर में था.
Yes, sir.
So we have, sorry. Yes.
Sir, विजय भाई हिस्ट्री याद नहीं करते, हिस्ट्री बनाते हैं.
There are 3 awards which we give. One is Cosma Ratna, which is the highest award for an individual who has kind of peaked in the electrical industry. Second is Cosma Gaurav. Cosma Gaurav, we give award to the person who has excelled in design, particularly only of the electrical products. Third award is Cosma Sarita, the person who gives maximum, or he has given in his lifetime, maximum service to panel builders. I am very happy to announce that this year, on 12th November 2022, Saturday, at Hotel Meluha in Hiranandani Gardens, Powai, we are going to award Cosma Ratna Award to Shri Bhadauria ji. Please give him a big hand.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bhadauria ji, wish you all the best in your progress. Keep running.
Thank you.
Over to you, Anand.
Yes, over to Nande. Nande ji है. Nande ji, आप चेहरा दिखाइए. नरेंद्र नांदे.
Hi.
है ना नरेंद्र नांदे जी? हाँ.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Over to you for vote of thanks. And your smiling face always smiles us. Great.
Really? Okay.
Yes, please continue.
First of all, thanks Anandji for giving me opportunity to give vote of thanks in this session. I thank Mr. Bhadauria ji for his valuable sharing the PowerMat way of his journey. It was very enlightening and very inspirational story. I am sure all of us will have inspiration from him, and will definitely progress our businesses and our lives with this. I have written down some takeaways from his interaction we had. taking challenges is one of the thing, because in tough market of East Indian area, there was no market. He converted into 5 times. He was always updating himself by studying, like even in MBA, or when his curious mind made him study in formal education in polymer sciences. Very importantly, his attitude of event to opportunity is very inspirational, from trading to manufacturing, from going into a DMC, SMC. He has changed his perspective of the market by setting the industrial standards, by changing perspective of the market. First of all, putting red color to his insulators, brass to MS, then finding new avenues, like first of all starting export to East Asian countries, Malaysia, Thailand, and expanding horizons to 70 countries in Europe, aligning with the market requirements, like required certification, getting certain required certifications and all. Product extension, like insulators for solar panels, 6.6 polyamide by using. Product improvement, hex, complete hex. Raising standards in testing, as got experience in Corona, raised the standard. No less, but social obligations of contributing to the schools, environmental things. 2 sentences he has said, there is no 2 standards for domestic and export. We should have only one standard, and that is good standard or the best standard in our product. No polypolistic situation in the world. We should always think of that he has enlightened us. We should be nationalist. These are some of the takeaways what we got from his interaction. We all Cosma members wish you the best for further expansion, your time management book, and most importantly, we congratulate you for your Cosma Ratna Awards for this. We assure that your guidance for looking into new opportunities that you have listed during your interaction will definitely look into the new opportunities, and most importantly, why can't we do it? We can definitely do it. Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable time, guidance, and for all Cosmoids. I also thank Vijayji Saheta for introducing Mr. Bhadauria ji and sharing your experiences and few experiences with him. I thank you, Shriram ji, for initiating the dialogues and making the things move. I thank Satish Bhai Kazi, our President Emeritus. I also thank our past President, Shoaib Fateh, that he interacted. I also thank Vishalji for making this happen, and all Cosma members for your participation. Thank you very much.